Hello, good evening and welcome. Happy Sunday, everybody. I'm just just finished a weekend retreat here at the studio. Some lovely ladies and had some lovely times, lots of chatter, lots of fun. And yes, it's been a busy, full-on weekend. So I've got a lovely fancy fold, one that I taught them today that they all had fun playing with. So I just thought it might be nice for me to be able to just introduce you to that fancy fold, and also a class that's coming up as well that it might be one of the cards that's actually included on that. So let's get down onto the table and see what we're doing. Okay, hi Maxine, lovely to see you. First one on tonight. So this is a gorgeous fancy fold. I'm not giving measurements out today. Hi everybody, I'm not giving measurements out today because it is a tutorial with anybody who makes a purchase in April. I'm part of a global Sharefair group, and as such we do the tutorial ahead of time and it will go out to everybody who's made a purchase. I'm going to show you the basics of it, and I thought I would use up the Hues of Happiness. These papers are gorgeous. Yes, they will be retiring. Sadly, I haven't had time to check online to see if they're still available. I still have lots to use up. So this is a fancy fold, a fussy cutting stamp set. These ones will be fussy cut. We do have dies for all of these ones, but some of these ones will be fussy cut. I've done some ahead of time quickly, just to save you a bit of time watching me, watching paint dry. So I've got a basic form of this card is going to be a Z fold. So we have a half sheet of card that's been cut in half that way, scored across in half. We've trimmed a little bit off there, and I'm just folding that back to make a Z fold. So that is my base card, like so. Okay. Now I'm going to stick a panel I've pre-cut, so I've moved those out of my arm's reach. My base, I'm going to put a liner in here just to have a piece on there. Get my Tombow ready. I have been using it today, so just going to pop a little bit of Tombow around the edge there. It is a lovely fold. The ladies today loved it. Tweezers. There we go. Turn that over. Place that in line. Make sure if there's a one-way design, you want to have that uppermost. They've been having lots of fun this weekend. It's been full on, yes, but we've had a good time. So there's my first piece ready. Now I've also got a piece from the same sheet of paper that's the same depth, just a little bit smaller across. So I'm going to do the same with that. Once I've made the basics, you'll kind of see it taking shape. But I have just delayed a little bit because I was just getting a few pieces ready, because it will be a lot of cutting if you were to watch me do every single step. Hi Pam, lovely to see you. Hi ladies on YouTube as well joining me. Thank you. It's good to see you. So this piece here, I don't know which way up I'm going to use. This is the fronts and the backs of the paper, one of the ones that's got the dies on it. But I'm going to use this because I wanted a bit of a contrast, and I have got one in front of me. I'll show you at the end. Just going to introduce to you these dies. Again, none of the products today, unfortunately, I've not had time to check if they're still available or not, but I'm going to be using the Split Textures dies. These are a retiring item and they are not carrying over, but they are beautiful. I love these. There's two on here. There's this one and that one. Now I've already pre-cut this again to save some time, and I've rolled it out with the die brush from the Take Your Pick tool. There's some exciting new tools coming in the new catalogue. If you haven't seen the catalogue already, have a look for 3 more tools coming as a set. So that's a sneak peek. So I'm going to take that off, pop that in there, get those out of the way. So what I'm doing for this, I wanted this piece to be on my panel, but I want to have that nice check effect. Now you can move this around wherever you want that to be, but what I did was just to form it onto a corner. So I want some of I don't know how far up I want that to be, but I want it to have that piece coming across. So I think I'm going to go there. Okay, so in doing so, I'm going to take these pieces off. So if I grab a big pair of scissors, I'm just taking some of this excess so I know where my lines are going to be. That's that. And then I wanted it kind of coming diagonally across that corner. So we're going to come down on that one. So just take that off there. So I'm going to make sure that I've put that on there securely. And I'm just going to cut this away as well. We don't want to put excess adhesive where we don't want it to be. So I'm cutting that roughly. And what I needed was my silicone mat. Excuse my arms coming across the screen here again. The other side of the desk. I have mostly cleared up from the weekend, but sadly there's a few pieces about. So I'm going to attach this down. Now this corner is quite easy, but I want this piece just to be a little piece of foam on there. So, oh, a little bit of a landslide there. Just grab a piece of sponge. Let's take that out of the way. There should be a piece in here somewhere. So here's a piece of our sponge. I'm just going to make a little puddle on here of Tombow. Okay, so if I put adhesive on the back of this corner piece here, and just go around there, make sure that that's all on there nicely. Okay, then the rest of this, I'm just going to sponge, because I just want it on those check pieces without moving it, so that the adhesive goes onto the front, hopefully. And then I'm going to grab my tweezers and place it over there. So again, I'm going to use it up into this corner here. So that's where it wants to be. So this piece is straight, and then press it down. So we've got all of that intact. Then I'll leave that a few seconds and let that dry, and then I'm going to trim off all the excess on the back. So that's nice and straightforward. So while that's doing that, I'm going to cut a few more layers. I'm going to get my little trimmer out and start doing some of the layers on the inside. I've got my tutorial beside me. Like I said, I'm not showing this one. It's going to be for customers who make a purchase with me, but you get the general drift of it. I've cut some pieces here for the some of the shapes. Just going to do your layers. So the layers here. Oh dear, we'll find the page with it on. I've got a page missing. Can't be right. Oh dear. Where's my measurements gone? There we go, on the back. So I'm going to cut some basic white panels for you. And I just need some little pieces here. So I'm going to take these out. I have got my scraps in front of me as well, but I've got a couple of pieces might need bigger. So we'll see what we go with these. So let's get that down. My new trays, my new system. It's got some bits on the back, but that's still usable. So some of these smaller pieces might work for me. So I'll take those out. I'm determined to use up these scraps in here. Okay, most of those will be strips for sentiments. I'll come back to that in a little while. And I might need one of those. So let's go with the biggest piece first. I have, let's see if this is, I can get 3.5 centimetres from this. This is going to be one of my layers. A bit croaky now. Hi everybody, lovely to see you. So let's just see, that should be one piece. Okay, well we'll test these in a little while. So I'm just going to, I've got a bit of a landslide going on, so apologies. So that's that one. I'm going to take another one here. It's not quite 6, so I'll do 6 that way. And yeah, let's just go on there. Making sure my pieces are straight. And one more. Very small now. That might be all right on that one actually. Using the smallest piece I possibly can to get my pieces where I want them. That's saying that's where that one is. I hope that is going to be right. Right, there should be my... Oh, there's 2 of them. Right, 3. There we go. We're done. By this time, I hope my little piece is going to be dry now. So I'm going to pick that up and my trimmer back again. So on the back of here, I'm going to cut, my paper is the right size, so I'm going to cut these layers along the edge of that paper. Okay, that piece. all of those little tassely pieces off. Okay, lots of little spiky pieces, and then the end on that one last piece. Okay, lots of little tiny tatty pieces there, look. And there's my finished article. Clear the deck of the little scraps. Looks a bit of a long way off there actually. Let me bring this panel back, and I'm going to zoom you in a bit further so you can see a bit more. There we go, bring you over. So hopefully that panel's going to fit in there nicely. Look at that. It's going to be the same size as this one, but with the other pieces on there. So I'm going to cover this up. Tombow all the way around. Just really, really thin, fine lines. Okay, so this is, like I say, this is the basis of a, haha, Susie, yes, it's on its way. They're not going to be finished by the end of the month, I don't think, but they are definitely on their way, which is a first. I told you put it in your diary, didn't I? Okay, so that's the basis of it. Now we're going to start the fun bit. I've got some 3 pieces here. I'm going to bone fold. Okay. This has been a really nice one to do. All of these little score lines on here are going to be just burnished like so. I think that one might be wrong. Let me just double check that one. Ruler to hand. In my haste. Just the scores don't look quite right. Oh, where am I? No, I'm going to do that one again. Too much haste trying to get ready. Take a piece of that one. It will be worth the wait, honest. You're going to love this card. The width is okay. Put this one in here. It's hard not giving you the measurements. I'm just chopping and getting you the gist of the fold. There we go. We get this one back again. And the score. And we're going to score that at... You're going to see some of these. There seemed to be an extra line in there that I didn't need. Of course that spoils it all, doesn't it? So there we go, and we'll burnish these. There we go. So those ones are there. I'm going to take the largest piece here, and I'm going to place this inside. So my folded piece is going to sit inside there like so. Okay. Hi, Francis. Lovely to see you. We've even had a trip out today, a quick black round to the asparagus farm. So if any of you are going to see any of you local people here, then so like Susie, if you want me to bring some tomorrow, please shout. We have a really good asparagus farm just behind us, so I'm popping some Tombow along there, and my easiest way of doing that is now shutting my card. Okay, so yeah, so I can run around and get some asparagus for anybody who would like. Just send me a message and I can tell you prices, etc. So this is the first of 1 cube. Now this is kind of like a block card. It's a Z fold, and there's my first piece done. Okay, so now I'm going to work on my second piece, and again this piece is going to sit in the middle and it's going to come around like so. So I'm going to put my adhesive on here. Okay, and pop that in. There we go. Make sure it adheres nicely. I'm going to fold it back on that second one, put some adhesive along here, and then I'm going to, whichever way you want to do it, frontwards or backwards, is basically closing the card. Okay, make sure that they are all adhered down nicely. And then we have one more to do. And then this one again is going to be this fold here. done it again. It's that one. That's going to go on here. I'm doing it quickly because there's a lot to get done and I've got some cutting still to do. So that one's going to go on there, and then the last one here will have adhesive. And again, we will shut the card. So hold that firmly and shut that card. Okay, I hope that you can follow that one so far. So there is the basis of my card. Really, really lovely. Oops, that one hasn't quite stuck, so just let's press on that one again under there. And we can leave that short while we cut some more designer series paper. Okay, so that's the basis of our card all done. Get rid of my scraps. So I have my white layers done and I will test those for size shortly, but I need to choose some designer series paper to sit on top of them, like so. So this is going to be my first layer on here. This is going to be my last layer on here, and I need one more for the middle. Okay, so I'm just going to cut that one for you, little mini guillotine. So this is going to be, I thought I'd got them all the right sizes. And then this one is going to go in the middle there. Okay, so that's going to be my 3 layers, so take those out of the way, and now I'm onto the designer series paper. So we're going to take this back to the pattern papers. I've got quite bold papers in the background, and I'm going to try and use some of the gradient papers, like these ones. These would work really well, which is what I used on the front, but I don't want it to be too dark. So let's see if I can find some more pieces from those papers. Let's see what I've got in here. Trying to keep it to all the pinky purpley colours. That's 2 pinkies. That might look like Sing Some. There we go. Are you keeping up with me? So I'm going to take a piece off this first of all. I'm going to try and use the graduation on here. So if I just chop that anywhere for now and get rid of these pieces. And then we're going to cut some panels to go on those top of those white layers. They don't all have to be in line. So I'm going to go on here at there, round about there. I'm just going to test this for size. I have changed my measurements on here, so I just need this onto the side of me and see how that's going to look. No, it's going to need to be a little bit less. Trouble when you're designing and you're changing layers and things, you need to have all your layers going down in the same ratio. So I'll chop that one down and see where we go. Yes, that will be lovely. So that's one. I think I can use this piece. So it's very tiny, this one. And like I say, if you are a customer of mine, and you will get this tutorial with any purchase this month. So that little piece there might be a little bit of scrap, but hey, he's useful and he can be used. So one more to go just for the center box, and that will be, let's go along there somewhere, and we will turn that to be there. Let's see, I think all of those are ready to go, guys. I've frozen. No, I'm here. Hopefully that's okay. Hopefully I'll come back. So I've been laying on those as I've cut them. So we're just going to quickly stick those together. Okay. I'm just conscious to keep an eye on the time. This is a longer card, but I have prepped some of it ahead. So if you like to stick with me, you'll be fine. All good again. Excellent. That's nice to see. So I'm just placing this with my tweezers, just lining those up in the middle, and then that's going to fit on the top layer. I don't like covering up all these flowers, they're beautiful. So many images to die cut. I'm going to miss this set, but hey, it will be retiring on the 1st of May. The catalogue will be finishing, so I'm making the most of it while I can. Okay. That one goes in the centre. Now, you can, as a lady said today, you could apply these on here before you stick them down. My only concern with that is that you're going to stick them on the wrong panel and where you need them to be, or where you're going to put adhesive on. So I like to do mine like this, but please feel free to create this however you wish. So I've got a bit of a shadow on there, so I'm just making sure that I put that in the centre. Okay, and then the next one. Who else loves this set? Who's going to miss it? Or who's purchased it even? Who's got it in their repertoire? It's definitely going to be one of my ones I don't get rid of. That last one in the centre. Okay, now I've got those in place, I can give that a good flat on there, run my bone folder over the back and make sure that's all nicely secured. Okay, and while we've got the back of that open, I'm going to take a piece of my basic white again. Oh, I've got this there. And quickly cut a liner to go on the back of that. And I think I'll go 10. Standard size base card and a standard size for your first matte layer. And that will fit on here nicely, just on the back panel. Okay. You do inches. The tutorial I have done in inches as well, my dear. And I know you can't purchase from me because you're over the pond. This is my back piece off to go on here. I'm going to leave that off for a sec, but it is there ready to go. You'd be missing the DSP. I love it. In that pack, I have actually got another whole piece of whole pack, sorry, of the papers. So because there's just so many to die cut, it's absolutely fabulous. So we're going to start decorating this. I do want to put a greeting on here first. Now I have got some sticky. You probably can't see that on there, but my thumb can pick up a bit of sticky on here. Okie doke. Now I'm going to put this card in one of the orders that this month. So people who are going to get a tutorial, you might actually be getting this as a thank you in your parcel. So I'm going to be looking at my sentiments here. Sending many thanks for all you do, or just best wishes. Friend is quite nice as well. Best wishes a little bit longer there. You have 2 sets left, 2 sets of the papers. Well done, girl. Well done. So I'm just taking this over. I'm going to pull off one of the sentiments. I'm going to do best wishes, I think. And there we go. Now, my good trusted little box of scraps here. All I need to do is to find a strip that is going to be good for that width of sentiment. Don't want it to be too big. Kind of want it medium in the middle, and you'll get a strip in here somewhere. I'll find that might be nice. We can always shrink it down. And I have my ink pad here. So this is Gorgeous Grape I'm using tonight. My base card here is Gorgeous Grape. So I'm going to stamp that over to the right hand side. Best wishes. There we go. Lovely sentiment there. Ooh. Close that. Get that out of the way. So I do that on there as well. Yes, I might just put that sentiment in the middle here as well. Might be a little bit longer finishing tonight, ladies. So if you bear with me, I've got a little bit of fussy cutting to do, but I have pre-cut a lot of this But I've got another few tips for you coming up. So that's all done, and that can go on the back. I won't cut that because I need to line some pieces up on the back there. But this piece here, this is my greeting, and it's going to come across the front of my card. I want to have it a dovetail on the end, and I don't want it to be too big across there. So I'm going to take a little piece off there at the end of that. Pop that in the bin. And then I will shorten that to where I want it to be. So with the flag on there, I want that to be about where my thumbnail is. Back in the scraps. And I'm going to take a tiny little bit of width off here. I had my post-it notes out earlier. We were using those today. Maybe they've been put away. Unusual, but they might be. Can't see them visible. So I'm just going to hold this one myself. I'm just lining this up on my straight lines of my guillotine, and I'm just going to make it just a tad shorter, narrower, a little bit, tiny bit off the bottom there. So one of the tips is where you've got these little, when you've got a grid on your, a ledge on your trimmer, when you put your card in there, there's one ledge there, there's also one there. So I can line it up on either of those. It's quite locked in there. And I'm just going to trim those off so it's nice and straight and even. So this end is now going to be dovetailed. I'll bring that back in view. So snips. They're buried. Oh dear. I have a case. There you go. Under there. So snip up to the middle if you want to do this. We do have a punch, a lovely punch that does the dovetail the ends, but sometimes it's quicker for me to snip straight up the middle and then in from the corner into that centre of that piece there. Take that piece away. And then this way is coming the other way from the corner and up to the top there, like so. Okay, and take that piece away. So there is my little dovetail. Now, if I have another piece of sponge, or give my gluey piece a haircut. I don't want the one with the glue on the end here. So I will chop the end off of that and pop it in the bin. And I go back to my ink pad. We don't like white edges. So we just need to sponge the edges of this. Apologise for the noises in the background upstairs. Smudge has been in to see you, Shaz, and walked out again. She's just had a look round and said hi, but she hasn't talked tonight. So all I'm doing on here is just rubbing the sponge on the ink pad and just dusting it down the edges. So you can see, if I bring that right up, I hope you can see that the edges this side have got that tiny little tinge to them. Just softly softening that edge. And just dusting down the edge there. There we go. And we'll bring that over to the other side out of the way. So this is going to sit in the middle here. I'm not quite sure where yet, but I think it's going to go, I want it to be on this piece here. So I'm going to hold this at the join there and then put the Tombow on the back. And then put that back in position. So it's about there. I want it to be hanging over, but I want it in the centre here. Okay, and then make sure that that's straight. It slid a little tiny bit. Okay, there we go, like so. Now, you didn't know, she didn't speak tonight, Shaz. She just came in, wandered around the floor and walked out again. She's probably sulking. Okay, so there is my card, there is my greeting. Now all I'm going to do on here now is attach some flowers, some floral pieces on here. Okay, and I have other shapes to cut out here and bring these up here. Now I'm quite embarrassed by some noises in the background here, so I'm going to cut this short. So I have got some of the leaves and the pieces out of the die cuts here. Okay, so these are all pieces from the papers. These are the leaves, and they all have their corresponding die cuts. Okay, in the die bundle. So on here, some of the leaves, and we've got the corresponding flowers here. There's 3 flowers, and they all cut out images within the papers, like I've done with this one here. Okay, and like this one's been done here with the leaves. Okay, so there's both of those have been die cut or fussy cut. Okay, so all of those images are going to come on up here. You need to use it up, absolutely. It is gorgeous. It's one of my favorite. It has been fabulous to work with, and hence I have a whole new pack that I'm just going to sit and fussy cut one night in front of the television. So just to speed things up just for tonight, you've seen the basis of how I've created this card. The flowers are going to come up here. I'm going to put some more little decorations on here. Okay, and then when the card is open, you can see all the papers, and sorry, off screen, all the papers, and you've got a lovely view on there. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is jump across to, I'm going to show you another one, a version that I made this weekend, didn't get it finished. These are beautiful papers I want to highlight. I have been stocking up on this paper. It is in the clearance rack here in the UK. Different markets have different clearance racks. Okay, so it's a case of what is excess in the warehouses in South Pacific, North America and Europe. So I have stocked up on this, and this will be a Christmas class, and it will be quite a big Christmas class. So I will be releasing this shortly. This is one I was making up just as a sample to show it in the papers and to highlight tonight so that you can see the beauty of these. There's some absolutely gorgeous papers in there. I haven't got them easily to hand, have I? Yes, I have. I will give you another quick sneak peek of the papers in there. 1, 2, 1, 2, and 3. No, that's that one. Duplicate, this one. I'll show you these. So it's only 3 designs on this one. There are the chevrons, the roses here, and the flowers there. These have all got gilding on them, and then the backs are like so. So I've used this paper, I've used the front and the back on here. Okay, so if you're interested in that class, I will be offering it by post as well, so just get in touch with me. So that's another version of the same card we've played with today. And then here is my finished version. So here is my one in the purples and the lilacs and the blues, and this is in the pinks. Okay, so I have finished this one just by adding some more die cut images up here along that join, added some gems. This is my sentiment, and I've just put 3 tiny little pieces of flowers. Now when I said about adding the extras on the back here, I bring this one back. When you have pieces of the designer series paper with a straight edge along them, like this piece here, you don't have to waste these whole pieces. You haven't got a whole flower. So say like this one, if I fussy cut this one, oh, where's my glasses gone? If I was to fussy cut this one, I would take off the excess. Those 2 pieces could be done something with. The leaves will be die cut. These other ones can be die cut. So this little corner here, with 2 straight edges, I'm just going to whiz around the corners here. Okay, in there and out again. And all the way round. I know what the issues were now. I've just remembered. The time, we're a bit later tonight, aren't we? So I'm going to come along there. So that is my piece of flower, okay, that I've cut. And this can be stuck in a corner of your card. So you can, oh, hello. There you go, Shaz. She's come to say hello. There you go. So this one here, you can see how easily that can be placed in the corner. So we just got some Tombow, and we're just going to place that over the back there. Great way to use up all those tiny pieces. There's no very, very, very little waste on this. Very little. Bye-bye. It's leaving me now. So there we go, that's on one corner. And so like here on the finished one, you can see I've used different pieces and one's down the corner. Any straight edges, please make sure you use all of those. It's great to use up those pieces. So like I say, some of these, they're not die cut ones, they are just fussy cut and then raised on foam pads, and the same with this one on here. So I hope you like that tonight. Okay, bring that down a bit, sorry. So this one's just me finished off with the extra flowers there, and then tomorrow I'll post a photo. It's got creased in the middle there. I think it got folded. And I coloured my gems, my clear rhinestones, just to match in with the colours on the card. Okay, so I hope you like that. I hope you like the start of the alternate version in the lilacs. Like I say, I'll post a photo tomorrow with the final version. So I'll bring you back to me. I'm going to take that off and bring you back to me. There we go, across there. There we go. Stunning cards. Thank you, my dear. Pop those up there. Put yours away so you're ready to use for the class when you do it. Yes, Marilyn, absolutely. It is stunning papers, and like I say, I have been stocking up on them. And they were still in stock as of yesterday in the UK market. Okay, I do have the stamps, double stamp set, and the dies to go with that. So an in-person class here with me will obviously get to use those as well. So that's all from me tonight. I hope you loved that. We loved it over the weekend. The ladies loved it as well, and thoroughly enjoyed it. It's lovely to do something a bit different. And I will be back again on Wednesday, and see you then. Thanks, Gillian. Lovely to see you. Oh. Thank you. Oh, lots of lovely comments on there. Okay, I will say cheerio for now. It's been a long weekend, a very busy weekend. My ladies were here from about 4 o'clock on Friday night until probably about 6:30, 7 o'clock tonight. So just sitting and talking at the end and raiding my retired stash, and they did very well. I'm really pleased with them. So yes, a lovely weekend. Okay, so I will see you all very soon.